Now, the Federal Railroad Administration is urging railroads to improve their use of trackside safety detectors. John Heer is an attorney for Fair Shake Environmental Legal Services. Thank you for being with us. What does the EPA owe these residents?
Well, I think what they're trying to establish is a centralized focus for either contact from the community or contact to the community. Apparently, their foundation is not quite solid because, as you heard from those folks, not everybody is being seen. Not everybody is hearing any knocks on their doors. So I think that at the very least, they should complete whatever that process is so that they can make sure that everyone has been contacted. And that's an important step that I don't think has been achieved.
I don't know about any lawsuits happening right now, but it appears that some people who live in East Palestine, they have this list of demands to the railroad company, Norfolk Southern, and to the federal government. They want relocation for anyone impacted, environmental and medical testing and monitoring of those symptoms, disposal of the toxic waste, which obviously is ongoing, and then Norfolk Southern paying 100% of the costs. How likely is this to happen without litigation?
Well, there are about 15 class action suits already filed in this case in the Northern District of Ohio, and we're keeping an eye on those. And some of the demands by the community are being sought in those class action suits as well. So there is some legal foundation being laid by lawyers that are doing the class action suits to achieve some of those demands. I do think that Norfolk Southern is going to be held 100% responsible by these, either by the government or by these lawsuits to pay for, everything that happens. Whether they get relocation, that might be a little bit tougher, but many of those demands should be met.
Some of the residents are also suing because they are accusing the company, Norfolk Southern, of destroying evidence because they're going to be removing those railway cars. I guess they're giving a couple of days for the inspection of some of those cars, but how would that help? How would it help to leave the cars in place versus removing them?
Well, I think that I haven't looked at the complaint specifically that is articulating that demand. But I believe that will be up to one of the federal judges in our area to decide whether that particular demand is met as far as keeping the wreckage there, or at least the specific cars that are still being looked over there, keeping them there for at least 2 more days for the plaintiff's counsel and plaintiff's experts to inspect. I think that would be, I think it's a legitimate request. Whether the judge thinks so, we don't know yet, but they've had a long time, the Norfolk Southern and the agencies have had a long time to look at these cars already. 2 more days shouldn't hurt anything and shouldn't hurt any kind of commerce issue that Norfolk Southern might want to raise.
All right, John Heer, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.